Today I fucked up by feeling too much pleasure. So it's been a minute since I've 23f. Enjoyed some alone time since I've been on my period and can't stand the smell of blood. Well, my period ended today and so I decided I enjoyed some real fun after an awful week and broke out my trusted vibrator. Well, it was real fun, till I stopped. The second the bliss was gone I felt Satan himself pinch my ass. I've done this once before so I figured it'd go away if I just stood up and stretched a little. Boy was I wrong because Satan only gripped harder and twisted. Somehow, I managed to pull a muscle in my ass so bad I cannot walk or stand up without wincing and groaning in pain. Best part of all, I just started a new job with a lot of weighted squatting. I'm so fucked too long did not read. Masturbated so good I can't walk. The spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. Interesting, I've never heard of this type of injury before, probably for obvious reasons. That's unfortunate, I'm sorry to hear your predicament. Hopefully in around 24 hours it gets better and just tender, not agonizing. I'm so fucked. The opposite is true. Maybe if you massaged it a bit. I'm also dealing with pain from a pulled muscle in my ass. Although in my case it was from improperly lifting a box filled with heavy hardware. Valuable lesson, kids. Lift with your knees, legs, not your back. Put some ice on that motherfucker. Do something to decompress it. A massage literally will help and loosen up those muscles. Today I fucked up by sleeping in. I, 17f, have an older sister, 25f, who has 2 boys, 2 and 6 years old, that I take care of Monday-Friday from 6:45 am 5 pm. When I first started taking care of them I would wake up at 6 am and make sure that they would have something to eat when they got here, but as the days went on my sister got consistently later in the times she would drop them off. I have always had sleeping issues, normally only sleeping every other day and only for about 5-6 hours a night. It was rounding midnight and I was still on call with my boyfriend and decided that it would be fine if I stayed up a little later because of how late my sister had been arriving. I'll admit, I stayed up later than I should have, around 4 am, which caused me to sleep through my alarms. At 8:11 am I was woken up by my father, 45m, coming into my room very angry, and he started yelling at me after giving me a firm hit. It had been years since he hit me last and he has become a much calmer person. He left my room saying, "If you ever do that again it will be much worse." Due to his threat and him hitting me I was not in the most stable mindset and I made my way downstairs to where my mom, 45f, was coloring with the 2-year-old at the table. My mom also made them breakfast. My mom smiled at me and said, "I am so sorry you got yelled at," to which I replied, "Yelled at? I got hit." And her face dropped. She kept asking me if I was okay and I just broke down crying and excused myself from the dining room to go into the bathroom. Once I came out of the bathroom my mom stormed into our home office and yelled at my dad for what seemed like forever while I tried to not cry in front of my nephew. After about 3 hours, my dad came into the den and stood over me and said, "I'm sorry if what I did was excessive," and that was it. I don't know why it hurt so much that is what he said to me, but I am crying right now as I type it out. I ended up texting my boyfriend after my dad said that and all I said was, "Well, my dad hit me." He was still asleep at that point and my sister started texting me too and I told her I didn't want to tell her and that it was between my dad, mom and I, but she wouldn't drop it and I eventually gave in and told her. Hours later, around 5:25 p.m., my sister came to pick up her kids and she wanted to talk about it more and I started cracking jokes about it because it's how I cope. I know I shouldn't have made jokes, I really do. But I just couldn't stand crying anymore. She eventually snapped and said, "You know what, it's making me so pissed that you are making jokes about this, when it literally doesn't even matter." Another stab to the heart. Once she left I went to my room and talked to my boyfriend who told me to just drop it. I gave him a hell of a lot more detail than anyone. I then started texting him my thoughts and trying to put it all together as to what I did wrong to deserve that, and he called me stupid and told me that he doesn't want to talk about it anymore. So I went downstairs again and talked to my mom, who I found out is also not talking to my dad. I hadn't been either. I began to apologize to her. I don't even know what for, just why doesn't it make sense? Eventually later on in the night I was getting some water and my dad walked in and I flinched. I didn't mean to, at all. But I did, and I think I'm ruining my family and relationships and I don't know what to do. I'm scared to sleep. I'm scared to lay in my bed because what if I do fall asleep? I don't want to find out what's worse. I don't know what to do. Too long did not read. I slept in, which caused my dad to get mad, and then I ruined all of my relationship with the people who I was close with. A terrible experience, and you don't deserve to have that happen to you. You are definitely not deserving of what went down. But on a related issue, I have always had sleeping issues, normally only sleeping every other day and only for about 5-6 hours a night. Talk to a doctor about it. Really not okay. Why does your family expect a teenager to basically have a full-time babysitting job when your parents are also at home? Your dad fucked up. Do not ever allow yourself to believe any form of abuse is your fault, Purple Heart. I'm so sorry this happened to you, Purple Heart. You're not ruining your family, your dad is. Your sister is probably frustrated that you're not talking to her to let her help. The boyfriend sucks for not wanting to talk about it, but there could be more there. Maybe there's a reason he's uncomfortable talking about abuse. But I'd recommend talking to your sister. No one should have to go through this crap, and having someone can help a lot. Be safe. Today I fucked up by being nice to someone in a game. Almost every day for 5 months I have played a game where, in a server, we were 1,000 people max, and before I stopped playing, reason unrelated to the story but could have been, we were like 30 in my guild. So in a matter of a month or two, everyone knew everyone, game-wise, not really IRL stuff. I noticed there were many people older than me, double or triple of my age, so 70. The thing is, I am close to everyone. I speak to everyone talking about the game, how to progress faster, how to optimize things, how to LVL up, and so on. I am a social butterfly and talk to people pretty closely. That's how I am, and I am the county founder of the guild, so I have many people in my PMS. I used to say to women, dear, cutie, beautiful, when interacting with them. It was our little game when we talked to each other. I didn't want to do it with others in case they misunderstood my intentions, but they asked to be also called like that for the fun of it. So we did. My personal experience taught me that older people don't give a shit and share a lot of their life online, and we kinda gave advices or our personal points of view. I usually gave mine when it came to their kids as I am younger, to help them understand them better. Eventually some just talked about their problems in my PMS. I thought, why not, no hurt to answer and all. God, I was wrong. One was particularly sad about his wife. Even on the public chat he complained about her not being receptive, but tried his best for her to save his marriage. I will call him D. At one point, I was really close to one woman. We shared pictures among ourselves and so on, and she eventually bragged about my face and told me I was pretty, and this is where it went downside. So I had a lot of people in my PMs, as I was the county founder, thus co-leader of our guild, and many began to hit on me thinking, she is young and supposedly beautiful, so why not, lightly, and after talking with them they understood how inappropriate they were and apologized, and we went back to talk like we used to do. But not DD flirted. I didn't want to break him, so I wasn't dry enough, and I guess he didn't get the, you know that I am younger than your youngest kids, and, stop saying that right now, I will block you if you continue. And was hitting hard AF. He mistook my kindness of giving advice to build up his relationship with his wife and kids to flirting. He was among the one asking us to give him nicknames. I spoke to other women, but according to screenshots he was just being a wall when talking to me. I eventually stopped playing and gave my place. But today, he has found all of my social medias. He is harassing me with new accounts. I will divorce my wife. Do you know the concept of a sugar daddy? I will meet you in your country. It has been a long time ever since I tasted a young one, head pick. I will change my religion to yours so that our souls may stay together forever and ever and ever. You used to call me dear. Please do it again. One thing is that I have never shared my social accounts with him. I accepted his PMS in one social account to insult him and told him how creepy he was and blocked him everywhere. I also have this Reddit account because of him. Too long did not read. I was being nice to someone about his IRL problems in a game like everyone did, and now that I have stopped playing, he found my social accounts. He is stalking me and harassing me. That's not your mistake, it's that of a creepy old dude. Sounds like you were an excellent guild co-leader, and I'm sorry you got stuck with an old creep stalking you. It's entirely not your fault, Op. There's just people in this world who is creepy by nature. I sincerely hope you can shake him off and never see him again. If he wants to find your IRL social media stuff, you should be able to go from him to his wife. Let her know how he's behaving. At the very least, her and her children deserve the chance to get the hell away from him if they want. ETA. I didn't mean to make it seem like you owe anyone anything, Op. I just meant that the wife deserves to know who she's married to. I play a lot of online games and this isn't rare. I've always been super paranoid online because guys can turn creepy so fast. I've seen it happen so many times. Most girls stop playing SND, delete social media.